Hello and welcome to an episode of Atomic Vinyl Reviews. And today I've got another unboxing video. So today we got a very special figure. We got the Gamera 3 MonsterArts figure. At least that's what I'm hoping is in this box here. So, let's take a look. For this unboxing I've got the Gamera 2 out on the table here. So we can look at them right next to each other as soon as this is done. So I'm really excited for this one because I've had him on pre-order for a while and he just arrived from Japan. It's super exciting. So, let's see. So I'm a little late to the party, I guess, with unboxings of this guy because I think in America they did get him a little quicker. They got him here in Australia. But hopefully you'll still enjoy this video. Let's take a look. So, nicely packaged. Don't remember where I ordered this one specifically from, but somewhere in Japan. And here we go. So, fairly hefty box for a MonsterArts figure. Oh, you can see him there. All in that bubble wrap. So, the design of Gamera 3 is one of those that a lot of people seem to either love or not really have a strong taste for it. I'm not the biggest fan of this design, but I do really enjoy this particular film. To me, Gamera Guardian of the Universe is my all-time favorite Gamera film. This one comes second, and then probably Iris, and then a couple of the Showa films. Overall, the Gamera trilogy is one of my favorite series of kaiju films ever. So if you haven't seen it, go check it out. I highly recommend it. Like I said, Guardian of the Universe, my personal favorite. A lot of people's favorite is number 3. That was my second favorite. But you know, it all varies and all of that. But if you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. I don't know why you'd be watching this unboxing if you haven't, but... Ooh. And I'm just taking a look at it like this because it's quite dark outside, so it's starting to get dark outside, so it's a little hard to see. But the box is looking nice. You see it's got a sort of burning plasma hand effect there. And there's our figure. Wow. Oh, I haven't had a new MonsterArts figure in a long time, so this is quite a pleasure. Let's get him out of this box. So, the way I do it, generally do the underside of the box because it's a little bit more hidden, and then I have sort of a little bit of a trick to getting this bit open, which that works better if I use something else. There we go, a little bit of a longer appendage. For some reason I'm using a piece of cardboard. And there we go. Let's get him out. Oh, already smells like a new MonsterArts figure. Yeah, I got his instructions in there. A piece of cardboard fell out the back. Nice red tint for this one. The instructions. Is this bit taped up, or can we... Oh, this bit is taped up. Sometimes they're taped, sometimes they're not. Doesn't really matter either way. Let's get them out. So a little bit here. Okay. So, in this bottom section, we have our fire sort of ground effect, which will be holding our effect parts. We're probably holding him in his flying pose, because I don't think he has a beam. No beam, but we could probably use the Gamera 2 beam. So I'll try that out later. I'll show you that in the review. I can't be bothered finding it right now, because I have stuff to attend to after this unboxing to take my bird to the vet, because his beak is growing too long. But, let's get him out. So he does come with all the flying pose stuff. Unfortunately, I'm not a big fan of the flying pose of Gamera in the Gamera trilogy. where he's got the flipper wings. I like Gamera when he's flying like a flying saucer with fire coming out of the areas where his arms and legs would be. So I don't really care for these sort of bits with the flipper wings like this. If you can see that there. There we go. It's a little out of focus. I mean, they're nicely done. You can see the texture's really cool on these. But I just don't like the idea of Gamera doing this as opposed to his sort of spinning fiery way of doing stuff. Oh, and we have these back flippers too, so that's interesting. So there we have his plasma hand. As you can see, it's done in varying gradients of clear, orangey red, fiery plastic, and it goes to almost black at the start of his arm. So that's strange part of the film where Gamera has his arm blown off and somehow regenerates one using this mystical mana energy or something. Oh yeah, it smells like a MonsterArts figure. I love that. But yeah, this is a hefty figure. I like the hefty shell on this one. His normal shell does not open by the looks of it, like his predecessor. So that kind of probably adds to some of the heft because they don't have the mechanism. They just put probably a pretty solid chunk of plastic as the front shell as well. Let's have a look. I'll show you this in a second. Just having a closer look. Really like the shell. It's really, hold on. So there's a shell. I really like it. It's it looks a little darker in person, and the paint, it's got these sort of nice painting gradients on it, so it doesn't look completely uniform gray. And it has all this scarring and debris in it, and a little bit of, you know, these rough patches, and it looks really cool, and like, you know, the gouge marks in it. Very dynamic, and just the shape of these bits of shell look really cool. In the film, what was really cool is when Gamera walked, his shell would sort of rattle. Each little plate was sort of, it wasn't like fixed to itself, it was sort of, could move a little bit, which is cool. So they didn't really replicate that here. Obviously that would be pretty crazy to do. But definitely a nice job with the shell. Another thing about this Gamera in particular, in this figure form, his front belly, this bit is more pointed and it sticks out a lot more, so he's a lot wider this way, and obviously his arm spikes are a little bit different and stuff. This Gamera is a bit flatter, a little bit more similar to the Gamera from Guardian of the Universe, which I really hope that you put that out as the next Gamera figure, or maybe a Gauss, or something like that, or a Legion Queen would be amazing if they put out a figure of that, but it would be very expensive, obviously. But very nice detail. This figure is, again, beautifully detailed. The only issue I can see is that the bottom row of teeth are painted really badly. So hopefully you can see that there. The bottom row of teeth, you can see that it's just, they just painted a line basically of white paint over those teeth, and that looks really messy and it's quite noticeable, unfortunately. But other than that, the claws are painted really well, the body is painted really well. It's got this nice olive green sort of on the front here, goes back to this nice neutral gray. Nails are done beautifully. There's some spikes under his legs here, which look really cool as well. They're painted nicely, all clean. The eyes are painted well. They seem to be done really well. Just a simple sort of, whoops, there we go. So just a tan color of like a little bit of a circle there to indicate his eyes. It's done really well. These tusks are really done really well, and the top row of teeth are done well. So I don't know why they messed up the bottom row of teeth, because quite honestly, if they'd done that, this figure would be pretty perfect. Like even the slight bits of shading on the back of the shell, they're barely noticeable, but they are there. It might just be the shape of the shell sort of tricking the eye, but it just all looks very dynamic and cleanly done. But just that little bit there would be my only complaint. And of course he has this arm, which I'm not going to change out just yet. I'll do that for the upcoming review. Oh, and this arm is actually, this arm is in two pieces. So it's got the little socket joint here. Hold on, I can't really pull it out, but this bit is two separate bits, just like the body has two separate bits with the spike here and then the rest of the hand. But yeah, that's my unboxing of the Gamera 3 figure. Overall, I'd say it's a beautiful figure, very reminiscent of the creature from the movie. I've heard people complaining a little bit about slight inaccuracies and things. Maybe it's not exact, but I really like this figure. But yeah, the things you've been hearing about the teeth being done a little poorly are true. So just the bottom row on mine. Like I said, the top row is actually done really well. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment, because I love hearing all that from you guys. And I'm going to be doing the full review of this thing as soon as I can. Life's a bit hectic at the moment, so I don't know how soon I can get that out, but I really want to, because this looks like a great figure to review for you guys. So stay tuned for that. May all your vinyl be irradiated vinyl. Over and out.